Hi guys, welcome back to Math Soup. I'm Diksha Sharma, back with another very interesting video only for you guys. So before I begin the video, let me ask you guys some questions. Do you know what's the largest number in the world? Do you know how did Google get its name Google? And do you know the guy who knew the answer to all these questions won 1 million on the British show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Diana and their accomplice Whittock were being monitored closely. It's worth $1 million.
I'm not sure. However,
Charles, you haven't been sure since question number. All he needed to do was read through the options and wait for Whittock's coded cough.
I think it's a nanomole.
But you thought it was a nanomole. And you've never heard of a Googol. And there's £1 million involved.
I know, but it's not a gigabit, nanomole, and megatron, and there's only 4 of them, so it must be Google.
The stakes are huge, and the Major wants to make one final check.
I'm sure it's Google.
And there it is.
I'm going to play Google. Yeah. Final answer. Final answer.
Charles, give me that check. £500,000. You no longer have that. You just won $1 million! The win was short-lived, and after a thorough investigation...
So if you want to know the answer to all these questions, all you have to do is keep watching the video. So let's begin by understanding what's the largest number in the world. I hope all of you have heard of the term one Google. One Google. If not, let me explain it to you. It's represented by this, and in simple terms, it's 1 with 100 zeros in front of it. It is a very big number, and if you can't understand how big it is, let me give you an analogy. So, just imagine the number of cells in our body. We have these many. Then the number of atoms in each cell. We have these many. Multiply this and you get a very big number. But still, there is a lot more to it. Wait. Now, this is only for one human being. How many human beings are there in the world? Just multiply it by that. And atoms are present almost everywhere. On the earth, all the animals, all the places you've been, all the places you've not been, you want to go, all the celestial bodies, all the galaxies, our sun, all the stars, and there are so many left. Multiply all of this together and you still are 20 degrees less than one Googol. That's how big this number actually is. But still it isn't the biggest number there is. There is Googolplex, which is bigger than one Googol, and then there is Googolplexian, which is actually the largest number with a name. But how is all that related to Google? So by now you have some idea from where did Google get its name. So the founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin picked up this term Googol and made it into Google, which is a misspelling of it, because Google on its own doesn't mean anything. And this term was picked because the search engine was intended to provide a very huge amount of information, and so does one Google. Not only this, Google's headquarters are named Googolplex, which is again Googolplex, the analogy of it. Not only this, the Google headquarters were also featured in the movie The Internship and were also an inspiration to the fictional Huli headquarters in the HBO TV series The Silicon Valley. Google also assigns this domain name to all its server, which is the scientific notation for one Google. But now the fun fact. A guy named Charles William Ingram took part in the British show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in 2001, and the question for 1 million was this. Now all of you are wondering, why didn't we know this answer before? Because you didn't subscribe to Math Soup. So he knew the answer and he won 1 million. But later he was accused of defrauding the show because he had an accomplice with the waiting contestants who would cough every time he read out the correct answer.
Neither of those things. 9th of September 2001, an unassuming major took his place in the hot seat. And what was about to unfold, nobody could have predicted.
Right, this is Charles Ingram. He's a major. Up there in the audience, his wife, Diana.
On his first night on the show, the major's display of general knowledge was surprisingly poor.
I really haven't got a Scoobies. I wasn't there, so...
Should have been.
Never heard of it.
It's the right answer. You got £4,000.
Somehow he managed to get the £4,000, but used 2 lifelines to get there.
Charles, you got... Ah!
God, no.
Oh, God, no.
Gotta come back tomorrow.
He went away and returned the following night with a new game plan involving his wife Diana and fellow fastest finger first contestant Tequin Whittock, who he'd met on a previous episode. The plan was that Whittock would signal correct answers with a cough.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for Holbein. I think if I had to guess, and I can, I think I'd take cricket. I'm sure it's a hat. Am I sure? Yeah, hat. It's a hat.
The only hiccup came on the £32,000 question when both the Major and Whittock couldn't answer a question on pop music. Even after a 50-50, the Major is going to go for a wrong answer.
I think it's A1. I've just never heard of Craig David, so I think I'll go for A1.
That is until his wife Diana develops a nasty cough of her own.
A1 or Craig David.
Here comes the U-turn.
No, I'll go Craig David. Yeah.
Final answer.
I'm going to guess Craig David.
Final answer.
Final answer.
By the time the
I
Major...
don't think it's a Megatron.
Neither does Whittock.
And I have to say, I don't think I've heard of a Googol.
And there it is. The Major now has the £1 million answer.
By process of elimination, I actually think it's Googol, but I don't know what a Googol is. So
And the rest of it is all acting.
I really do think it's a Googol.
I hope you liked the video. If you did, please share it with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to Maths Soup. Thank you.